The United States has recently experienced the loss of one of the most influential figures in history. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, passed away in September this year, but her legacy will live on forever. Ginsburg goes by many names, but the most well-known one is the notorious RBG. She earned her nickname by being an effective and highly influential advocate for equal rights on the basis of sex throughout United States history, and she helped to create and enforce laws and organizations to benefit women in all facets of life. RBG had the right personality traits and leadership skills to make her such an iconic leader. Her background made her the powerful woman she was because she came from a patriarchal household that made her question the role of women growing up, and she worked very hard throughout her life to become the seemingly quiet but strong woman she was due to her ambition and intellect. RBG's contributions to people, especially women in our society, will never be forgotten, and her leadership skills are unmatched. Furthermore, she was a successful leader due to multiple factors, but she became a strong woman she was due to her ambition and overall love for the law and the need for change. RBG grew up in a family that valued men over women, but her mom was a strong advocate for independence, and she fought back against those stereotypes and wanted equal protection for the sexes. She sadly never was able to see the passing of the equal protection law and the Constitution, but according to Ginsburg herself in an interview with Yale University in 2013, it takes people who care about implementing the right to ensure that it becomes real and not just a paper statement. It's nice to have the statement there, but if people don't care about implementing it, it will be just that, a paper statement. She faced constant gender-based discrimination against her stemming from early childhood to her time as an Associate Justice. She went to Cornell on a full scholarship, as well as only one of 9 women in her law school, but graduated at the top of her class at Yale University. However, she had a hard time finding jobs after that, due to the fact Ginsburg herself had stated it was because she was a woman, she was Jewish, and had a family, which made her very unappealing to most law firms during that time. And later in life, she also battled many reoccurrences of colon cancer, but still managed to present her oral arguments in the court, according to the New York Times video in 2020. She also advocated for women's rights by supporting the women's movement and feminism. The article Untangling the F Word by Kirk and Ozawa 2019 explains how in order to create true equality for all women, we must include more characteristics such as race, class, sexuality, and gender identification to issues of oppression, and RBG understood this and implemented this in the courtroom. Furthermore, she was a true icon because she was a small, seemingly weak woman in the eyes of her opposers, but during the time in America became an influencer and a strong leader. As stated by ACLU Women's Rights Project leader Tobacco Mar, it's impossible to overstate the impact Justice Ginsburg had on constitutional law, according to the PBS NewsHour video. RBG did so much for our legal system throughout her life by being an effective advocate and motivator for positive change in our nation. She successfully created change in our society by being an early advocate for equal protections for transgender people, homosexuals, and both men and women. She understood how to get her points across in court. According to Wellington M. 2018 article, her calm demeanor has helped her deliver scores of dissenting opinions in deliberate and thoughtful tones. RBG advocated to pass laws and uphold her vision of true equal protection throughout her life, while implementing the ideals into our legal system. During her time as a professor, she created one of the first women in law courses, which piqued her interest on gender-based discrimination. She also advocated for men during her early cases to prove to the mostly male jurors that men can face discrimination on sex-based discrimination as well, which is why this amendment was needed. And some of her most famous cases include the U.S. v. Virginia, Frontero v. Richardson, as well as Roe v. Wade, which all fought for sex-based discrimination to end in the United States. However, RBG was such a successful leader because she understood how to apply her traits to her job and found a perfect balance between her leadership styles. She had the great mix of task and relationship-oriented leadership methods described in our textbook by Nordhaus 2014. Her former colleague and friend, Associate Justice Breyer, said that she was a smart and hard-working perfectionist, but also had a great sense of humor and was one of his closest friends. according to the 2020 video on her legacy. She exhibited the leadership qualities described in Nordhaus' textbook, including intelligence, sociability, integrity, charisma, confidence, and determination. But she also had incredible speaking skills during her oral arguments, as well as writing abilities that led her to be so respected in her profession. The video RBG, Her Legacy in the Court's Future by PBS NewsHour explains how she so eloquently got her points across by using straightforward language that was strictly based on legislation, and she never disrespected her colleagues or called out anyone. And she was also inspiring to others because she always worked so tirelessly towards accomplishing her goal of equal protection and applied the best leadership strategies to do that. Moreover, Justice Ginsburg is a true American icon because she understood how to inspire people and implemented the vision she wanted to see in the world. The impact the late great RBG had in our country is truly astonishing, and her legacy will be remembered throughout United States history. Her hard background and the discrimination she faced on a daily basis throughout her life growing up molded her into the headstrong and smart woman she had to become. RBG had so much influence and created real change in our society due to implementing her vision by creating, articulating, and implementing the vision of equal protection on the basis of gender by being an incredible leader. She's my favorite leader in history, and may she rest in power.